Swinney had a cross-sport comparison of the Clemson quarterback. On the Move the Sticks podcast, Dabo said, quote, you watch Steph Curry shoot the ball and you just go, wow, just to sit there and watch this guy shoot the basketball. Well, that's how you feel when you watch Trevor throw a football. So, Shannon, do you agree with this comparison here?
No, not one time when I saw Trevor Lawrence throw the football, I thought I was watching Steph Curry shoot the basketball. Not one time, Skip. So, does he throw the ball? Is this ball any more beautiful coming out of his hand than it was Marino, Warren Moon, or Aaron Rodgers? Can he throw the ball as far as John Elway, Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen? Because what Steph Curry is doing, we had never seen before. We had never seen anybody shoot the ball with that accuracy from that distance. So he's a transcendent player. He changed the game. What way is Trevor Lawrence going to change the game? What's he going to do that we hadn't seen? Is he going to be a combination with Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson, rolled into Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady? Because that's the only way. I just want to know, Skip, I get it. You want to hype your guy, and you want to show other guys that, look, I'm going to have your back no matter what. But he's not a transcendent quarterback. He doesn't look like, when I see Steph Curry shoot the basketball, not one time, Skip, did I look back and like, man, that's a beautiful ball coming out of his hand with Trevor Lawrence. I didn't say that, Skip. Not to say that he won't be good, but to say he throws the ball is the equivalent of Steph Curry shooting the ball? Nah, I ain't with that one. He missed me with that one.
I'll remind you, Dabo, was it about 4 years ago, said that Deshaun Watson is Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
I think that comparison might be closer than this comparison.
Yes.
Because when Deshaun is...
right.
He's...
Yes, Skip.
Because
we saw him in that playoff game get away from Buffalo. They got him sandwiched. Boom. He gets away, throws it, and they end up winning the game. So we've seen him do the spectacular.
And we saw him be Jordan-esque against Alabama.
Yeah, that was Jordan-esque.
Barely lost one and barely won.
Yes. But he was Jordan in both of them. Even though he lost, the first one was the Jordan against the Bulls. He put on a performance even though in a loss, Skip, and then he followed it up.
I agree. I agree. So I'm having a hard time computing all this. In all the time that I watched Trevor Lawrence, he never knocked me out of my chair.
Right.
He never made me sit back and say, wow, like Dabo was saying. He makes you say, wow. Maybe it's a live thing. He said, when you get to see him up close, live, see him move.
Right.
He can move for 6. He's almost 6'6".
Yeah.
Right now, 215-ish. They say it's because he had the labrum surgery that he'll play at 230-ish.
Right.
He can move. We've seen him move against Ohio State a couple of years back.
Right.
But there's no wow factor to it, to me, at all.
No.
I see some really big-time throws.
Right.
I see some anticipation throws where I say, that's pretty special.
Right.
I don't see cannon. I'll say this. I watched a whole lot of Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech, a whole lot.
Right.
Because he was fun to watch. But I never thought he was going to be a first-round pick because it was just too messy. It was too crazy. It was too chaotic.
And the thing was, Skip, you saw all those Texas Tech quarterbacks throw for 600 yards.
You did.
And none of them, Cliff Kingsbury, all on down the line, Skip. And you're like, okay, what's special about him?
But he did have a huge arm.
Yeah.
And he would try things that you just shouldn't try. And sometimes he got away with them.
Right.
And one night against Baker Mayfield, they had the all-time Big 12 shootout in the history of the league.
Yeah, when he threw for 700, that's when you start like, hold on, wait a minute.
Okay.
Did that guy really just throw for 700 yards?
Okay, but there was wow factor to it because he had a cannon.
Right.
And he had extreme athletic ability in the pocket.
Right.
He was a bigger kid, so he wasn't like Johnny Manziel, escapability. But
I'm with you on this, Skip. I'm going to need to see Trevor Lawrence throw off different platforms and to get, because the wow is what, not just him throwing from the pocket, is his ability to throw off different platforms. You saw the one that almost got, he was horizontal to the line, parallel to the line, and he threw the ball 30 yards. You see him roll to the right and then throw the ball completely across his body in front of 2 defenders, and he gets into his guy. That's the wow. We see the throws that Aaron Rodgers make. We see the throws that Josh Allen, 2 guys are right there, and he fits it into Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I would need to see that to see some wow. But still, Steph Curry, we had never, ever in our life seen anybody shoot the ball like Steph, especially so early in the shot clock, because normally people are shooting the shots that Steph shoot Late in the shot clock running down, end of the half, end of the quarter. Skip, he'll pull up from 20, he'll pull up from 35 with 20 seconds on the clock.
I told you the other day, no player has ever generated or detonated more oohs and ahs than Steph Curry.
Yes.
He is oohs and ahs. I never oohed and awed at Trevor Lawrence.
No, and somebody, Skip, sometimes he's not even shooting. He's just dribbling the ball. I mean, the one he had dribble the ball, he has, who was it? Chris Paul. He shot Chris Paul down. No, I don't see that. I don't see that in Trevor Lawrence. Now, he could, hey, Skip, he could go on and he'd be great. But you can be great and not be, you know, like, wow, must-watch TV. Steph Curry is must-watch TV. He's must-watch.
Trevor Lawrence was effortless in his delivery. It's sweet because he doesn't look like he's trying very hard to throw strikes. And yet, what's my biggest issue with him now? He's not driven. He's not win at all costs. He could walk away from football tomorrow. I'm just not sure that's the mindset that I want in my franchise quarterback, especially if I pick him number one overall. And yet, I don't doubt the ability. I don't doubt the ability to scramble and run when challenged, when offered. He can hurt you with his legs. But then Dabo went all the way to, I think he can become an international star. International star? How? His charisma never captured my imagination.
Skip, it's hard for football. Skip, what? You can't wear no cleats to the mall. That's why it's easy for basketball players, because basketball shoes, I can wear it with a tuxedo, I can wear it with jeans, I can wear them in shorts. Where the hell you can wear football shoes at besides football field? And plus, you got a helmet on. You got on shoulder pads. Football is not an international game. Because what they call football is something entirely different than what we call football.
I've told you what Ernestine constantly tells me. She can't embrace pro football because she says, I can't see their faces. I can't see them. Basketball, she loves basketball. She loves the NBA. I can see him.
I'm trying to figure out how he going to become Brady. Is Brady really an international star? Skip, the man got 7.
Sure. Probably not. Like a soccer star.
He won more championships than anybody. But is he bigger than LeBron? Is he bigger than Steph?
No, he's not.
Because
agreed.
It's because of what is the gear. Skip, I can't do. What am I going to do with football shoes? What am I going to do with a helmet? Skip, guys wear jerseys all the time. I mean, what? Come on, Dabo.
Okay, I'll give Trevor. He's got the hair, the surfer dude hair. They're going to sell internationally. No. I give you, he plays with a nonchalance, but I don't love that. That's not charismatic to me. Most people want to see fiery. They want to see a little bit of Psycho Tom occasionally where he's getting into it with Honey Badger.
Skip, for me, I didn't have a problem with him not having a chip on his shoulder because there was nothing to have a chip about. I mean, he's been the best player for such a long time. He's the best player coming out of high school. He's going to be the #1 overall pick. My problem is that football, normally the greats that I've ever been around, regardless of the sport, they die for it. That's it. Next to oxygen, it was the most important thing. And I'm just, like I said, now he might change that. He might come along and like, you know, sun gonna rise tomorrow, you know, and be a great player. But I just haven't met any of those guys. I haven't. And if you, hey, just listen to the great ones talk. All you got to do is just listen. Kobe and Michael and LeBron and all these great ones. You go to football, listen to Tom, Peyton Manning. What you thought the most important thing with Peyton was? Drew Brees. And all these great. In ALT, as much as he, you know, Tree got in trouble off the field, but there was no question.
Lawrence Taylor. You talk about driven?
Like I said, he might change it. He might be the first that like football is like 3rd on the list and become great. But I've just never seen anybody that the sport or what they did at that time was not the most important. We've seen some of the great and drop out of school. It's like school is taken away from what I really want to do.
That's true.
So let me just focus. Bill Gates, like, let me just, I can't do this and go to school because this is what I want to do. But so.
Okay, so I cannot argue with the tape or the numbers. He's 90 touchdowns to 17 interceptions in 3 years at Clemson. And his completion percentage went up a little each year, 65%, 66, 69 last year. I can't argue with any of that. He was also surrounded by really good football players. And they were always, until they got to the playoffs, better than everybody they played. Okay.
Well, he going to a place that he ain't going to always have the best. But I just want to know how that's going to work because he got a coach that drove himself in the ground at 2 locations. That's what we know about Urban.